Hey everyone, my name is Mars, like the planet, and this is Housewarmin. Today I have a very funny yet insightful story time for you guys. As you can tell by the title, I got scammed, y'all. Now, granted, this story did take place almost 7 years ago in 2016, but I'm going to tell you guys the story about how I got scammed on care.com. So grab yourself a little snack, grab yourself a little drink, and just sit tight and get in because we're going to get into all of it. I have screenshots, I have the emails that I've saved after all of these years. So let's go ahead and get into the story. So just to start out, this story took place in 2016 and I was scammed by somebody potentially trying to steal money from me. Now, luckily, I was the person that was smart enough to put two and two together and realize that I was being scammed. But I do want to say that even though the scam is very funny looking back, in hindsight, you would think who would ever fall for that? There are a lot of scams still going on present day where a lot of unknowing people or people who are too trusting can really fall for these scams. So just make sure that if you keep thinking, I would never fall for that, like I would never ever do that, like there is always someone out there that can trick you, that can take money from you, that can just, take your time, your things, whatever they can scam you out of. These people are getting smart. They are learning. It's not just like the hackers that are going to hack your credit card information. These people are really, really smart and they pretend to be women to seem more trustworthy. They pretend to be companies to seem more trustworthy. So just be, very vigilant and also check on your older family members. These are people that can get scammed even easier. Your parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles. My grandma got scammed all of the time. So just make sure that you're really checking up on them and making sure that they know the dangers of being scammed, especially online. So let's get into this story. So to set the mood, to set the tone, this took place in 2016. I was 21 years old and I had just graduated from college. So I was trying to make some extra money. So I decided that I wanted to get into dog sitting. So I went on to care.com. Now, care.com is basically a place where caregivers can meet people who are needing care. Now, this can be a nanny, this can be a babysitter, a dog sitter, a house sitter, a plant sitter, any type of caregiver you are looking for. You can go to care.com to find these types of people. Now, I just want to say too that care.com has already put out a statement. They've already made sure that they keep people safe. They do know that this scam is going on. There are tons of forums out there and websites out there that warn people of the scam. I'm just telling my personal story. So I went on care.com, I made myself a profile, and I decided that I wanted to be a dog sitter to make some extra money. So I get a text message and it's saying, oh, hey, please send your resume. We are super interested in getting to know you to help dog sit our dogs. So I'm just like, oh, okay, this was super easy. So I did think it was weird that they texted me and told me to email them at a different email address. But this is kind of what a sign of a scam is in this day and age, when they talk to you on one device and then tell you to email them on another device, or they tell you to call them or something like that. That is because there's multiple people working on this scam. You're not just talking to the same person the entire time. This is a network of people that are working together to try and scam you. So the first person in this scam might just be the one sending out the text messages, and the second person may be the one that is receiving all of these emails. So I, of course, sent them my resume, which wasn't really a resume at all, but the person that I was emailing, his name was Carson Frey. So I basically said, hello, Carson, attached is my current resume. It really was not a resume at all. I said, I'm currently in school at UL for visual arts. My availability is in the evening, Monday through Friday, and all day Saturday and Sunday. I do have a car and I do not mind driving. I was so professional. I have two schnauzers myself, so I completely understand all of the responsibilities that a dog has. I'm willing to perform any task such as feeding, walking, playing, bathing, and all the other needs that your dog might need. I also don't mind dogs that are big or small. Please send me information about what you're looking for in a pet sitter, and hopefully we can meet soon to discuss further details. Have a happy new year. I would hire me. I thought I was so cute and so professional. So he replies the next day. Carson replies the next day and says, hello. Thank you for your response concerning the pet sitting. My name is Carson. I'm married with two kids, Kim and Diana. They are 5 and 3 years respectively. I am 39 years old and I work in the U.S. military. My wife is a nurse and we are a devoted Christian family. I would be needing your services for my two dogs, German Shepherd, starting from January 30th. 4 to 5 hours daily. At your convenient time, they are friendly and they are both 10 weeks old. Your services are taking them for a walk, getting them food, puppy visits, and wellness checks. I and my family will be moving to Texas Street, Lafayette, Louisiana, and I have already made arrangement for their coming as well. I really took my time going through your profile on Care, not care.com, just Care, and it got me rest assured you would be very reliable pet care. For this reason, I would love my pets to be in your care. I've also ordered for 2 specialty built dog houses. Important. Where they would be living as soon as we arrive, and I want them to be ready before my arrival. This could be a temporary or permanent job. It depends on what your schedule looks like, but I do like to be sure if you are available the first 2 weeks. I made some research on the wages of your service, and I decided to start with $400 a week. So you will be paid $400 for the first week pending my arrival, and as time goes, we can negotiate on new pay as my pet gets along with you. I want to inform you that I have a seminar I will be attending soon as I arrive, and will be having an interview section with you immediately I arrive. Also, I would like to include your pay on our sub-military payroll for the period, just to have you booked and secure for my pets. I will be needing the following information below to issue out to the check to you, and need your direct mobile number so I can text you in case I need to pass urgent information. What? This man sent me an entire dissertation about taking care of his dogs. So he says that he needs my name, my address, my city, my state, my zip code, and my phone number. He says, I've made some arrangements with the dog house seller. Don't know who the seller is. About these special built dogs house food, cream, and some dog's accessories. So as soon as you get the payment, you will deduct $400 for your first week and have the rest processed for the dog house and other accessories via the seller for delivery as soon as the check clears. I hope my pets will have the best time when they are in your care, and I hope you will treat them right just like yours. Get back to me as I have a lot of issue to put in place prior to our arrival. I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you and God bless. Regards. Let's break this down for half a second. So basically, this man emailed me. He told me his entire life story. He mentioned something about, me watching his 2 German Shepherd puppies. He told me that he was moving to some fictional street in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I was living at the time, and he wanted me to take care of his dogs. He also says that he will be paying me $400 a week, but he's going to put me on his sub-military payroll. I don't know what that means. Then he says that while he is moving to my area, he wants to have custom dog houses built by some seller. He says that he wants me to facilitate the sale between him and the seller. For some reason, he cannot write 2 checks, one to me and one to the dog house seller. He wants me to handle it. Then he also says that once I deposit the check, I need to let him know immediately, and then I need to make sure I'm paying the dog house seller after I take my cut. So this is essentially what the scam is. They give you some phony made up story. They tell you that they need to pay you. They're going to send you a check, and then they're going to give you the amount for your payment and the payment for some other made up thing. You're supposed to receive a check, which is fake. You deposit it into your bank account, take your cut, and then you take your real money out of the bank and you send it off to whoever this other person is. In this case, it was the doghouse seller. But it's not really a doghouse seller. Obviously, these are not real people, and that is how they make money off of this scam. But of course, at the time, I did not know it was a scam. I was just a little overwhelmed at having all of this responsibility all of a sudden. But I did see the $400 a week pay, so I was super excited. I was super happy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. $400 a week is insane. I was like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm trustworthy, I'm responsible, because this guy clearly is a dummy if he's trying to send me a check for this much. This is ridiculous. So I email him back. I say, thank you for selecting me. I have a few questions just to make sure we're on the same page. Can you please explain what needs to be done on my part for these special dog houses? Will you be giving me the money? How will this whole process work? To be clear, you and your family are moving to Lafayette and would like me to take care of your puppies after you have moved into your home, January 30th. My availability is in the afternoon and evening, so would you like me to come over every day to walk, feed, and take care of them? Thanks in advance. So you can see that I'm a little curious and I'm a little confused about what's going on, but I cannot smell the scam yet. So he emails me back on January 12th. He says, "Good morning, and how are you doing?" I'm doing fine. "I've been very busy with work. You will be taking care of them in my place. Like I said, we will be moving to Texas Street, Lafayette, Louisiana." That's not a real place. "And will like to know if we can meet on Friday, January 29th at the nearest McDonald's to you. Kindly provide me with the address by 6 p.m. if that works for you. To conclude on other arrangements, just to make it clear, the check will come to the amount of $1,995. $400 goes to you for your first week deposit. You will deduct your first week pay and have the rest, $1,595, sent to the doghouse seller for delivery, which will be in your place prior to our arrival. But I will like to confirm your information before I proceed. Kindly confirm that the below information is correct so I can forward it to the payroll department for immediate processing of your check. I will look for your email soon to ensure everything is clear, and so I can forward your information to the payroll." So me, being a dummy, sent him all of my information. I sent him my name, my phone number, my actual address. I sent him all of this information. I said, "Good morning once again. Not to be too forward, but I was wondering if there was any way you could prove your legitimacy." So I was kind of smart. A photo, a Facebook page, a phone call. There have been a lot of scams concerning pet sitters. So I was really there. I was so close, but yet I was like, I just want to make sure before money is sent that everything is legitimate. Thanks in advance. So you can kind of see that this seems really weird. Like, he's talking about sending me a check for over $1,000. I'm supposed to deposit it, take my cut, and then send it to a doghouse seller. That doesn't make any sense. So he replies back on January 14th, 2016, "Thanks for the message. How was your night? I'm glad you are really looking forward to caring for our dogs, and we can't wait to meet you. You should know I'm a reputable man and I consider my pet sitters as family, and I wouldn't put you 1,000 miles close to anything or situation that could hurt you. I trust you with the money for the purchase of the dog houses, capital D, because I believe you are competent and the perfect fit for the job. It's only ideal that I include the payment for the dog houses to your first week payment, since the dog houses will be delivered to you prior to our arrival. Thanks, always, Carson." So, of course, at this point, he's not really answering my questions. He's just trying to make sure that I don't freak out because he wants this scam to work out. He wants to get my information so he can send me the check and so he can get the money. So at this point, I am really freaked out. I am just like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. Something is real fishy. I say, "Please call me on my cell phone so we can talk about this further. Thanks." Now, at this point, I did remember that he had texted me. So I, of course, was trying to text him. I was trying to call him. I was trying to look him up on Facebook, and I did Google his name, Carson Frey, and nothing came up, but put a pin in that. So I was just kind of like, I can't find this guy on Facebook. Like, I don't even think he's a real person. I don't understand what's going on, but I do not want him to send money to my house. He replies back the next day and he says, "How are you doing? I want to inform you that your payment got processed in the sum amount of $1,995 and was mailed via USPS. It will be delivered to you on Saturday. Kindly ensure you receive it. I await your email as soon as you receive and deposited the check. Thanks." So at this point, I am freaking out because this man knows where I live. He has my phone number. He has now just sent a check of almost $2,000 to my house. Now, at this point in time, I did not realize that the check was going to be fake. I really thought it was a real check coming to my house. And I was kind of panicking a little bit because I did not know how serious this was. But of course, a regular person that is getting scammed would see a $2,000 check coming their way and get super excited, super ready, and they're going to immediately deposit that fake check into their bank account. So I say, at this point, I'm getting a little aggravated. I say, "I've sent numerous emails and texts explaining not to send the check before we have spoken on the phone. Not giving me any information as to where the rest of the money is going. I will not deposit the check until we meet." So I'm kind of like, okay, bro, like I'm laying down the law at this point. Like, don't send me your money. Don't send me your check. We're going to meet first before I even do this. Like, you're not finna scam me. So he says, A couple of days later, on January 18th, how are you doing? It's always how you doing. How are you doing? I've been very busy concerning our move there. I hope the weather is treating you well today. I already told you the rest of the funds will be sent to the doghouse sellers for delivery at your place. As soon as we arrive to Lafayette, it will be moved to my place. Thanks. Once again, I have no idea where this extra money is going to go. He just keeps saying doghouse sellers. So once again, he still did not tell me exactly where this money was going. I don't know how long it would have taken him to reply, but a new person is about to arrive on the scene. So as I am dealing with Mr. Carson Frey, I get another email, and it is from someone named Brendan Sklar. If that doesn't sound like a made-up name, I don't know what does. So Brendan Sklar emails me, and he says, "Thanks for your email and respond toward the dog walker position." Now, for half a second, I was like, wow, someone actually wants my dog walking services. I'm not going to deal with this scammer guy over here. Brendan really wants to hire me. But I just read, and then I kind of understood. So he says, "Thanks for your email and respond toward the dog walker position. Am sorry for my late response. I'm Brendan Sklar. Me and my family are relocating to the city," doesn't even say what city, "from Spain. We are coming there to do some contract basis for my research for Marriott Holdings. I'm relocating to the USA for my 3 years on my research, and arrangement has been made with my wife uncle who helped us to buy a house before he passed away last week." Oh, poor uncle. "Now, I need someone who could help look after our dog. He has been sent to the ASPCA Institute." What? "It came to our attention that our dog hasn't been taken care of up to our expectation. Now we want to take him out. I will be offering you $300 a week to help us take care of him before our arrival, which will be in 2 weeks' time. I need you to get informed that I have a financier in the state who will be handling payment of your service. If you be interested in working with Sklar family, I will like to get you back to me I cannot even read this. If you be interested in working with Sklar's family, I will like you to get back to me with requested information below. Our dog is a 3-year-old border collie. First of all, the English is impeccable at this point. And this is, once again, a telltale sign that it is a scam. Their English is not great because normally their English is not their first language. They are just making this up as they go. And most of the time they are using Google Translate or what very English they know. So there's a lot of grammar mistakes in here. He also says, here is how to go about the transaction. The financial officer has given strict instructions that as soon as you get this payment, you can take it to your mobile deposit ATM and take it to your bank and get a deposit. Payment will take 24 hours to clear, and once the payment is cleared, you have your weekly payment deducted $150 while you have what is left over. When I tell you I'm having a stroke trying to read this, I promise you I have a college degree. You have your weekly part payment deducted $150 while you have what is left over withdrawn out in cash, and then take the rest of the money to a MoneyGram money transfer office and send it to the ASPCA agency who has custody of my dog. Below is the ASPCA's headquarter information where you will wire the rest of the funds to after making your decision to cover the breach of contract. What? Here's where the chief accountant at presently, so you will send funds to her present destination. Well, okay, first of all, the story's all over the place. It's clear that he's copy and pasted a lot of different prompts and he's not typing this. It's clear that he's just copy and pasting a bunch of different stuff because I don't know half the things that he's trying to say. But basically, I figured out, like, this is the exact same story as Carson's story. He's moving to my city. He has a dog. There's some sob story. He's talking about his wife, uncle passed away, and the dog is in the ASPCA. Not to mention, I don't really have a screenshot of this, but the ASPCA he wanted me to get the dog out of was in Chicago. Now, I don't know if you know anything about U.S. geography, but Louisiana is nowhere close to Chicago, and they were located in Spain. So, of course, the conversation is not making any sense, and they want to pay me, and then once again, I'm supposed to take my cut. Now, I did my due diligence. I did look this person up, and luckily, when I typed Brendan Sklar in on Google, all of the forums, all of the web pages started to come up. It started saying, if you get this email, it's a scam. And it was the exact same email that I had gotten in my inbox in my email. There were hundreds of people who had gotten this email, and there were hundreds of people who had gotten the same email, very similar. There were people that were pretending to be women because they're more believable, that had the same sob story. We're moving to your city. Something crazy has happened to us. We need to send you some money. We're going to pay you. We're going to send you a check, and we need you to send this money someplace else. So if you're wondering what actually ended up happening, I obviously stopped emailing these people once I figured out it was a scam. But remember, Carson has already sent me the check. So I was a little worried. And so I started doing some research, and everyone was like, don't worry, if they send you a check, the check is completely fake. Once you deposit it into your bank account, you basically wash it, and then you will get out real money from your bank account, and the bank will realize that the check is a fake, and then you will be the one penalized, not these random scammers. So I actually got the check in the mail, which I kind of thought was just funny, but the check is completely fake. It was for the amount that they said it was. It does look like a real check. I wish I still had it. I kept it for so long just because it was a check for $2,000, and I loved when like people would ask me about it, and I would tell them the story, but I ended up getting rid of it when I moved. I wish I still had it. But anyway, so I kept the check for a long time. Obviously, it's a fake, and this story is so funny to look back on and talk about and tell. But I will say that there are hundreds of people out there that have gotten scammed and have actually lost money because they just didn't know any better. And I will not say that they were stupid or unintelligent or how dare they fall for that. But some people really need to make an honest living. Imagine if this was a person, or I was a person who was really desperate for money. If I was a person who needed that $400 a week or that $300 a week to support my family, and this is what I had to do to make sure I made ends meet. This is a horrible scenario for someone to find themselves in, and then to get scammed. These people are just scamming, honest, good working people, and it really is horrible. I know there are so many famous channels out there on YouTube that go after these scammers, but I really just want to say to be careful out there. I have had a lot of scammers in my inbox, in my DMs, pretending to be different companies. Now that I have a YouTube channel, I have a lot of people email me that are pretending to be bigger companies. I had a person trying to scam me being Amazon. So just always look out and always be diligent. Once again, this story was pretty funny. Like I said, it happened almost 7 years ago now, and I kind of forgot about it, but I thought it was too funny not to share. With that, that is the end of my story. I did not really end up losing out any money because I did make the wise decision to Google it, and I actually found out the information. So I do just want to share my story just in case you are on care.com and get scammed by someone named Brendan or Carson, and just to make you laugh at the end of the day. I post videos every single Wednesday. Make sure that you subscribe. It really helps out in supporting my small YouTube channel. I will see you guys next week. Bye.